on whether there's any other changes to the campaign if things get worse this weekend.
I have not gone up there. We'll see if there is an invitation or an opportunity, but generally speaking.
What are you, security? You cut off too? Yeah.
Adam Sos here for Rebel News on location at an NDP rally of sorts as this Alberta election unfolds. I came into the event, they let me in, they let me know where the question area will be. I asked if 1 or 2 questions would be allowed, and ultimately they said, oh yeah, follow-ups are okay. And then right when we were approaching, they handed the mic over to a few media outlets. And then they said, well, we don't actually take questions from your outlet. It's an extremely troubling development because just the other day Rachel Notley was saying that she'll take questions from everybody, just not Western Standard.
Why has your party cut us off from receiving the NDP press releases and media advisories?
Well, sir, I very much appreciate the question, and I do appreciate you being here, and thank you very much for the birthday greetings. However, as much as we have in the past taken questions from your bosses, your institution, unfortunately, your publication recently has been engaging in very active homophobic, discriminatory, hateful editorial positioning as it relates to some of our caucus members. And until such time as that is retracted and an apology offered, we will not be answering questions.
At this event, Rachel Notley and her team said that they'll take questions from anybody, just not Rebel. It seems like whoever is showing up is the outlet that is not allowed to ask questions. So a troubling development. They alleged that we engage in hate speech. I tried to have a conversation about this. Absolutely nothing doing. It's a continuation of the glaring double standard. I honestly wanted to come here and ask an honest, tough question, give them an opportunity to respond, but they simply don't want that. And they will continue to allege that Danielle Smith is hiding, Danielle Smith is not taking questions. I've attended numerous events and asked numerous tough questions to Danielle Smith without incident. Adam Sos for Rebel News. First off, I just wanted to thank you and the UCP for your willingness to answer questions from all media outlets. It's not only the protesters who are providing semantics, the NDP are providing their share. And yet, when I come here, I'm unable to ask a single question. It's a lot of fanfare, a lot of talk of tolerance, inclusion, and love, but ultimately when push comes to shove, they're excluding and stifling voices that may be critical within the media.
My friends, as long as we stand together, we can and we will win this thing. Let's build a better future together for Calgary. Thank you.
One other thing that I couldn't help notice after finally having an opportunity to speak with someone from their staff sort of behind the scenes was that they insisted they weren't trying to be difficult. They're happy to let me into this event. They just weren't going to take questions. Well, that sentiment of being welcoming but just not letting me ask questions, in fact, is not at all accurate. One of their staffers, one of the people working on this campaign, was intentionally blocking my camera. A CTV camera operator actually said, oh, excuse me, you're actually blocking my shot. This individual working for the NDP, or at least volunteering at this event at the very least, well, he said, I actually don't care. We've got that on footage, so you can check that out for yourself. Hardly, again, the welcoming and tolerant atmosphere that the NDP professes to stand for.
To the south. I'm talking about the Green Line. Friends, we will build the Green Line, all of it, including the North Bay. Because transit is the way we connect to this city and with each other. And I can tell you, Danielle Smith won't do that work. She calls the Green Line to nowhere. Really, that's what she calls it. For the people who live in North Calgary, I wouldn't
Electoral officer on whether there's any other changes to the campaign if things get worse this weekend.
I have not gone up there. We'll see if there is an invitation or an opportunity, but generally speaking.
Who are you with? Who are you with? Are you security? What are you, security? You cut off too? Yeah. No one wants to speak to me today about it. Okay.
What's going to happen if you get elected? What's going to happen if you get elected?
We've talked about this plenty of times.
Well, there you go, folks. Not much of an AlbertaDecides.com update. A couple journalists did get questions in. Rachel Notley did answer them before they wrapped this event up. We're going to keep efforting. I'm going to reach out to the party and see what we have to do to have a conversation with them, to ask them some of these fair questions. As always, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in for what we could bring you from this event anyways. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Sos. To ensure you don't miss any of our coverage, I'm encouraging you to check in regularly at AlbertaDecides.com. That's your spot to find all of our coverage of the 2023 Alberta election. It's also a spot where, if you're so inclined, you can chip in to support our truly independent journalism.